My cheating ex booked a table for his mistress. I sent the confirmation to her husband. The red light on line 1 was blinking. It wasn't a steady pulse, it was a frantic, strobe-light seizure that indicated the caller had been holding for more than 2 minutes. I stared at it. The reception desk at the Gilded Steer smells like expensive leather, truffle oil, and desperation on days like this. It was January 27th. In the restaurant world, this isn't just a Tuesday. This is D-Day. This is the day the books open for Valentine's Day. The Gilded Steer, this is Elena, I said, picking up the receiver. My voice was smooth, practiced, stripped of any real humanity. It was the voice of a general manager who had spent 10 years smiling while people screamed at her about the doneness of their ribeyes. Yeah, finally, the voice on the other end huffed. I've been holding for 10 minutes. You guys need better staff. My hand froze on the mouse. The air in the lobby, usually kept at a crisp 68 degrees, suddenly felt like a blast furnace. I knew that voice. It was a voice that used to whisper promises in the dark. It was a voice that used to yell at me because I bought the wrong brand of coffee. It was a voice I hadn't heard in 2 years, not since the night I came home early from a shift and found a pair of red stilettos in my hallway that didn't belong to me. Derek. My ex-husband. My vision went blurry at the edges, a vignetting of pure rage. I had to press the receiver against my ear so hard my cartilage popped just to keep my hand from shaking. He didn't know I worked here. When we split, I was just a shift lead at a diner. I had climbed the ladder, clawed my way into high-end hospitality, and rebuilt the life he torched. Sir? I said. I pitched my voice slightly lower, adding a touch of vocal fry. I apologize for the wait. The lines are flooding in for the holiday. How can I help you? I need a table for Valentine's, Derek said. He sounded arrogant. He sounded rich. Which was funny, considering the last I heard, he was dodging debt collectors and borrowing money from his mother to pay his rent. The romance package. The $500 one. Best table in the house. Corner booth if you have it. The romance package. A dozen long-stemmed roses, a bottle of Dom Perignon, the 6-course tasting menu, and a private violinist for 15 minutes. $500 plus tax and tip. I have one opening left for the romance package, I said, staring at the empty reservation grid. We actually had 20 tables left, but he didn't need to know that. 8 p.m. Perfect, he said. Book it. Name for the reservation? Derek, put it under Sterling. Derek Sterling. I paused. Sterling wasn't his last name. His last name was Vance. Sterling was the last name of the CEO of the tech firm he worked for. He was using a fake name. And the name of your guest? I asked. Chloe, he said. Chloe Sterling. My stomach dropped. Chloe. The woman from the hallway. The owner of the red stilettos. The 22-year-old intern he had destroyed our marriage for. And now, he was giving her his boss's last name? No. Wait. I remembered the gossip from our mutual friends. Derek wasn't just dating Chloe. Chloe was married. To Robert Sterling. Derek's boss. The realization hit me like a bucket of ice water. He wasn't using a fake name to be cool. He was booking the table under her married name so that if anyone saw the reservation, it would look like she was dining with her husband. But he was the one taking her. He was sleeping with his boss's wife, on Valentine's Day, at the most expensive restaurant in the city. Mr. Sterling, I typed the name into the system, my fingers flying across the mechanical keyboard. I have you confirmed for 2. Now, regarding the deposit. The romance package requires full prepayment. Non-refundable. Yeah, fine, Derek said. I'll give you the card. But listen to me. This is important. I'm listening. Do not send the confirmation to my home address. He lowered his voice to a whisper. And don't text my phone. My parents are staying with me right now. They watch my finances like hawks. I owe them a little cash, and if they see I'm dropping $500 on dinner, they'll flip out. I understand, I said. Where would you like the receipt sent? Send it to my work email, he said. Derek.vance@sterling-tech.com. Just that email. Nowhere else. Can you make a note of that? Discreet booking. Discreet, I repeated. Absolutely, sir. We pride ourselves on our discretion. I took his credit card number. It was a new card. Probably one his mother didn't know about. You're all set, Derek, I said, slipping and using his first name. He didn't notice. He was too busy feeling like a king. Thanks, doll. Make sure those flowers are red. Deep red. Blood red, I said. Have a wonderful night. He hung up. I sat there in the silence of the lobby. The phone started ringing again, line 2, line 3, but I ignored them. I looked at the reservation on my screen. Guest, Derek Sterling, Vance. Table 4, the corner booth. Notes, discreet. Do not contact home. Mistress booking. I looked at the email field. Derek.vance@sterling-tech.com. I leaned back in my ergonomic chair. The leather creaked. I looked at the ceiling, where the hand-painted mural of Bacchus, the god of wine and chaos, stared down at me. Discreet, I whispered. I opened the Outlook window. I clicked on the Send Confirmation button in our reservation system. Usually, this sends a generic, automated template. Thank you for booking with the Gilded Steer. See you on February 14th. But I have admin privileges. I can edit the template. I can edit the recipients. I deleted the automated text. I wanted this to be personal. I wanted it to be undeniable. I started typing. Subject, urgent, Valentine's Day, romance package, confirmation, invoice attached. Dear Mr. Vance. Thank you for choosing the Gilded Steer for your special evening with Ms. Chloe Sterling. We have confirmed your reservation for the Lover's Corner on February 14th at 8 p.m. Per your specific request, we have charged the non-refundable $500 fee to your visa ending in 4092. We have noted your instructions to ensure that deep red roses are placed on the table prior to arrival, and the bottle of Dom Perignon is chilled. We look forward to hosting you and your guest for a discreet and magical evening. Sincerely. The management. I read it over. It was professional. It was accurate. It was lethal. Now for the recipients. I typed in derek.vance@sterling-tech.com. Then, I moved my cursor to the CC field. I closed my eyes and dug into the archives of my brain. I remembered his mother's email. She was a sweet woman, Linda. She hated cheating. She hated liars. And most importantly, she was currently letting Derek live in her basement rent-free on the condition that he was saving money to pay off his debts. Linda.vance1960@gmail.com. Then, the piece de resistance. The boss. The husband. I remembered Derek complaining about Robert Sterling's email format. He's so pretentious, he uses his full name. Robert.Sterling@sterling-tech.com. I stared at the screen. If I sent this, there was no going back. This was my job. If Derek complained, I could claim it was an autofill error. The system pulled related contacts, I could say. I just hit reply all to an old thread. It was thin, but it was plausible enough to save me from being fired. And frankly, even if I did get fired, watching Derek's life implode would be worth the unemployment line. I thought about the red stilettos. I thought about the night he told me I was boring and aged out at 28. I thought about the 3 years I spent paying off the credit card debt he left in my name. I didn't hesitate. I hit send. Message sent. I sat back. I took a sip of my cold coffee. It tasted like victory. I went back to work. I answered phones. I managed the floor staff. I yelled at the sous chef for under-seasoning the bisque. I was a model of efficiency. 11 a.m. Nothing. 1 p.m. Nothing. Maybe the emails went to spam? Maybe Robert Sterling was too busy to check his inbox. 2:45 p.m. The phone at the host stand rang. It wasn't the reservation line. It was the private line. The one only VIPs and emergency contacts have. I picked it up. The Gilded Steer, management. Who is this? It was Derek. He wasn't using his rich guy voice anymore. He was screaming. The audio was distorting because he was yelling so loud. This is the general manager, I said, my voice ice cold. To whom am I speaking? You know who this is, he shrieked. You sent the email. You sent the email to Robert. And my mom. I'm sorry, sir, I said. We send confirmation emails to the addresses on file. Was there an error? An error? He sounded like he was hyperventilating. Robert just walked into my office. He's holding a printout of the email. He asked me why I'm taking his wife to a $500 dinner. Oh dear, I said. That does sound awkward. Did you tell him it was a business meeting? A business meeting with the romance package? Derek screamed. There are roses. There is champagne. It says Lover's Corner right in the text. He knows, you psycho. He knows everything. I heard a slam in the background. A door opening. Vance. A deep, booming voice came through the phone. Get off the phone and pack your sh*T. That was Robert. I have to go, Derek whispered, panic flooding his voice. You ruined me. Why? Who are you? Cancel the reservation? I asked sweetly. Yes, cancel the reservation. I'm afraid the deposit is non-refundable, sir, I said. Company policy. Click. He hung up. Or maybe he dropped the phone. I stood there, holding the receiver, listening to the dial tone. A slow smile spread across my face. But I wasn't done. I needed to know the rest. I needed the full picture. I waited 10 minutes. Then I picked up my cell phone and texted Linda, his mom. Me, hey Linda, it's Elena. I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to check in. I had a weird glitch in my work system today that pulled up your email attached to a reservation for Derek. I hope I didn't bother you. 3 dots appeared instantly. Linda, Elena? Oh my God. Honey, you didn't bother me. You saved me. Me, what do you mean? Linda, Derek told me he was broke. He told me he was eating ramen noodles. I've been paying his car insurance. I've been giving him cash for gas. And then I get an email saying he's spending $500 on a dinner for that woman? Me, oh. I'm so sorry. Linda, don't be sorry. I kicked him out. I told him to get his things out of my basement by tonight. I am done enabling him. If he has money for Dom Perignon, he has money for rent. I put the phone down. Fired. Homeless. Cut off. It was a trifecta. The rest of the afternoon was a blur of joy. I walked around the dining room straightening silverware, humming to myself. At 5 p.m., the dinner service started. The restaurant filled up with the low hum of conversation and clinking glasses. At 6:30 p.m., the front door opened. A man walked in. He was tall, silver-haired, wearing a bespoke suit that cost more than my car. He looked like a shark in human clothing. It was Robert Sterling. I froze. Was he here to sue us? Was he here to yell at me for the privacy breach? He walked straight up to the host stand. He looked at me. His eyes were hard, intelligent flint. I believe I have a reservation, he said. Or rather, my former employee had a reservation that he won't be using. Mr. Sterling, I said, straightening my blazer. Yes. The romance package. I'd like to keep the reservation, he said. But change the guest. Of course, I said. Who will be joining you? My lawyer, he said, a grim smile touching his lips. We have a lot of assets to discuss. Specifically, how much of my soon-to-be ex-wife's alimony I can cut now that I have proof of infidelity. He pulled out a black Amex card. And keep the deposit. Consider it a tip for the excellent communication. I took the card. Thank you, Mr. Sterling. Would you still like the roses? Keep the roses, he said. Put them in the trash. But keep the champagne. We're celebrating. He walked into the dining room. I watched him go. Then I looked down at the reservation screen. Status, confirmed. I went back to the office to check my email. There was one new message from Derek. Sent from a Gmail account because his work email was obviously deactivated. Subject, no subject. You think you're smart? You think this is funny? I'm sleeping in my car tonight. I hope you're happy. I didn't reply. I didn't need to. I printed the email out. I walked over to the shredder. I fed it in. The sound of the paper tearing was better than any symphony. Valentine's Day came and went. Robert Sterling and his lawyer racked up a $2,000 bill. They laughed the whole time. Chloe was nowhere to be seen. Rumor has it she was served divorce papers the next morning. Derek tried to call the restaurant a week later, probably to beg for a refund on the deposit. I answered the phone. The Gilded Steer, I said. Is this Elena? He asked. He sounded rough. His voice was raspy. Yes, I said. This is Elena. Did you know? He asked. Did you know it was me when I booked it? Mr. Vance, I said, using my best customer service voice. We treat all our guests with the same level of care. But I must inform you, due to the incident with the unauthorized booking using company funds, you have been placed on our do not reserve list. Elena, please, he cracked. I just need the $500 back. I really need it. I'm sorry, sir, I said, looking at the red light blinking on the phone. But that table is fully booked. Forever. I hung up. I walked out to the floor. The restaurant was full. The smell of truffle oil and success hung in the air. I checked my reflection in the mirror behind the bar. I didn't look like the girl who cried over red stilettos anymore. I looked like the general manager of the best steakhouse in the city. And for the record, the roses that night were beautiful. I took them home. They looked great on my coffee table. So, tell me. Am I the monster for destroying my ex-husband's life with a single email, or did he simply order a course he couldn't afford to pay for?
If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.